Hello, welcome to this channel and welcome back. And thank you if you're a subscriber. And even if you're not a subscriber, thank you so much for visiting my channel, even if it's your first time or not. Right, so today I'm with my husband and we're going to talk about the advantages and disadvantages of being in a relationship or getting married to someone who you do not share the same culture, the same race, and you have, same traditions. You don't share them at all. So you might be the complete opposite in terms of everything. And also the same thing. So the advantages and disadvantages of being in a relationship or in a marriage with someone from your own culture, from your own race, from your own tradition. You speak the same language, you eat the same food, and so on. Okay, even like same religion and everything. Right. So hi.
Hello.
Okay. What do you think are the advantages of being married to someone from your own from to be the advantages of being married to someone who is from your own place, like you share the same race, you share the same language, same culture, same tradition, you eat the same food and everything. What do you think the advantages are of that?
I don't know. Just things are just easier,
Mm.
and when it comes to in-laws, I guess they're probably more accepting. Generally speaking, more accepting because let's say your wife or your husband is the same ethnicity as you, speaks the same language, and shares the same culture. Just it's a smooth transition from being single into being in a lifelong relationship, aka marriage. Um, and there's like you don't have to go through complications like learning another culture, learning another language, um, defending your marriage, I guess, from people who look at you differently for marrying outside of your race, or aka the racist people. So yeah, in the sense it is easier, um, but I think that's where it stops. But then again, it's not about um, what's easier. It's about what do you prefer. So for us, we're interracially married. You know, you're African, you're Congolese, I'm white British. So we have our differences, but it's our religion that unites us.
Yeah, we're both Christians.
Yeah. So and the I think the advantages of an interracial relationship are better suited than the um, advantages of being married to someone who shares the same ethnicity as you. But obviously each person is different, so can't paint everyone with the same brush.
Yeah.
So because we and you we get along like just fine. We're both a bit boring. Um, and we both like we're very easy to please, and we don't ask for much, and we produce nice, beautiful, mixed race children together. Um, I guess that, our families are a bit messed up in one way or another, but we get along for the most part. Um, and I learned how to make fufu and learned how to make bulgali. That's the
Yeah.
one. I didn't really like spicy food until I married you. Because I didn't really eat much spicy food until I met you. I had to some of your cooking, and then I started to like it. So I like spicy food now.
Yeah.
Not too spicy, of course. Uh, but you know, because of your genetics, there's also some disadvantages, like not to be racist, but just to present a reality. Like you gotta buy Afro hair products just to relax your hair. Right. It's obviously it's easier with like white women's hair. But then again, that's a minor thing. At this point, though, I'm just waffling. What do you think?
Okay, so we're talking about the advantages of marrying or being in a relationship with someone who you share the same race, same culture, same traditions, language, and everything. So that the advantages for me, I think the advantages are when it comes to the bigger family, the extended family, so the in-laws on both sides, it's
Mm.
easier that way because they both would speak the same language. So when the mother-in-laws or the father-in-laws, the brothers-in-laws, the sisters-in-laws, the cousins, and everything, when they all meet, um, they'll speak the same language. So they will be speaking to each other's souls
Mm.
instead of just like strangers. They'll be like, oh yeah, 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 you know what I mean? It's completely a different vibe as if compared
Yeah.
to if they didn't know each other's language, which can be a bit
Well,
awkward.
yeah, of course, yeah.
You know what I mean? So they speak the same language. It's easy conversation. Conversation will just flow easy
Mm.
within a bigger extended family when there are family gatherings.
Sure.
And also we all eat the same food. You all have like almost the same favorite food. So when it comes to even feasting, you'll be eating the same food. You all be enjoying the same food. You probably have like jokes and moments
Mm.
from your place,
Mm-hmm.
and you just get on that sense at that level. You
Mm.
get on so well and you feel like you know each other.
Mm.
And the next thing is, if they're good people, just because you're from the same place, you're the same race, you share the same
Mm.
food culture, it doesn't mean you're a good person. You
Mm-hmm.
might actually be a really nasty person. So if the both families turn out to be good people, and
Mm.
this could work in both side of the coin. That
Mm-hmm.
could be the same thing. People, good people and bad people are everywhere, you know. So if they turn to be good people, that is the plus. That's just a nice thing on the cake, right? So they already feel like they know each other because they come from the same place, and they are good people, genuinely good
Yeah.
people. And so it'll be easy to accept each other that way, and they'll be more likely to accept each other's families into each other. um
Yeah, no, I get that.
yeah, but that doesn't mean there'll be success in the marriage.
Mm.
The success of marriage does not depend on the extended family liking each other. Of course, the advantages you can get from that is that if you're having issues and you're open to them and you tell your families, and maybe they can come in and give you the wisdom, and because they would have been married longer than you, so they have experienced
Mm.
marriage before you, and they can literally give you a lot of wisdom, and you can take that on board, and maybe that might be able to save your marriage.
Mm.
So that is another thing. You can always learn something new
Yeah.
from experienced people. But again, yeah, that doesn't mean you're getting along.
No, because what if the person you marry is one materialistic,
Yeah.
too loud and disrespectful,
hmm
free, maybe a gambler or alcoholic,
Yeah, within the marriage itself. So that's another thing.
or
So
not,
apart from the family.
or abusive.
Yeah, anything could happen once you start living with each other. And you then start learning about each other very well. Like the things that you didn't know before you got married, before you started living with each other,
Mm.
they're coming up to the surface. You're noticing this and that. Like, well, I didn't know this about you. And the other person is like, I didn't know this about you.
Mm.
Well, now you're in it, in the
Yeah.
marriage. So will you accept it? Is it bothering you? Is it, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
so it's like two sides to it. There's the bigger family bit, and then there's the marriage, the two people who are actually in the marriage
Sure.
themselves. Are they getting along? Are they finding out the person they married turned out to be the person, actually the same person, or have they changed? And over time, there's always tests, within the marriage, and then you might have kids, and then things are not gonna be the same all the time. So in terms of advantages, the only advantage I can see with that is families getting along. Family gatherings will be easier,
Yeah.
right? And what else? And if say they decide to divorce or split, and then because you're all from the same place, the wife the wife or the husband will not take the kids away to go to somewhere else, to live in a different country, because they're from the same place. So you're still gonna be able to see your kids because they're still living in the same country as you.
Okay.
So your kids won't be taken away from you. That you're not gonna have that fear that, what if we divorce and then she or he takes my kids away from me? I'll never be able to see my kids. My family will never be able to see my kids again. That is horrifying, right? So that's another big advantage. In terms of disadvantage, I would say, um, sometimes families can be too much into your business, right? Too much into your marriage, especially if you're
Yeah.
always telling them every little thing that's happening within your marriage. Like, you don't have to share every single thing. Like, today you had a little fight, not fight, but say you disagreeing on just like, you don't have to tell them it's good to tell them if you feel like you have to, but every day. You don't have to tell them daily like a diary. Today is this, today is that. Because sometimes families can be into your business too much, and it might not always be a good thing.
No, it isn't. No.
Yeah.
I wouldn't wanna. I don't want. Personally, I don't want no family of mine living with me. So
Yeah.
like
So
when I get older,
yeah.
God willing, I want to be strong enough to the point where I'll be independent for the rest of my life. Where just
Yeah.
like
So
the kids move out, it's just me and you,
yeah.
and then we're like that until the end.
Mm.
I wouldn't want. I personally don't want like my family or yours to live with us, tell us what to do in our own house.
I mean, it is good for people to have their own space,
Yeah.
so they can feel that sense of kind of freedom, because it's your space, right? Something of yours
Yeah.
that you can say, this is mine, and you get to do what you want with your own space. So it's that sense of freedom. I think everyone needs it at some point in their lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the only disadvantage, letting too many people into your business. There's a time for
Yeah.
that. I'm not saying don't share if you're having issues with your family, you should definitely share with them, but
You
not
don't tell them everything, no.
not every little thing. But yeah. What else?
Like if the religions are different, especially.
Yeah, when the religions. No. So this is when everything, you share the same values, even religion. Now, the disadvantage of no, the advantages of people marrying different other people from different religious background, different race, different cultures and traditions. Well, the advantage for that is,
Different? No, I don't think there's any advantage. At least when it comes to religious side, anyway.
yeah, it's really hard with
Especially
religion.
when it comes to raising children. Do you want to
Yeah,
raise them in this religion
different
or that religion?
yeah, that could be confusing for them.
Does the person have to go? Does the kids have to go to church on Sundays? I don't know. A lot only have to go. They have to go mosque on Saturdays or
Yeah,
Fridays or whatever. So you
yeah, it could be
can't.
very tricky when it
Yeah,
comes to religion.
you can't raise them. You can't raise them in both because they're contradictory. Like you can't raise them to be a Christian and a Muslim at the same time. Chrislam. So that goes for other religions too, like Buddhism and Hinduism and so on. Um, because it's a clash of ideas, concepts, um, that go against each other in some ways more than they do overlap. Um, and so there end up being like debates and arguments in the family, and then the in-laws will get involved too. It's a slippery slope.
Yeah.
One problem will lead to another.
Yeah. So in general speaking,
Especially if both husband and wife are practicing their religions and are not just like cultural.
yeah.
Christians or Muslims or Sikhs or whatever.
Yeah, that would be weird. Like, how can you be a practicing, say, Christian, and you don't want to change your religion, and you're a practicing Muslim, for example, and you don't want to change your religion? How is it possible that you two will end up getting married? You have to talk about these things first before you decide to make that commitment of getting married. Because that is gonna be an issue, a big issue within the marriage. So you can't just get married without having to make sure that one of you will have to convert.
Yeah.
And so if no one wants to convert, then there's no point getting married, right? Because it's just gonna be a big clash, big issues later on.
So don't let your hormones be your guide, and you have to use your common sense.
Yeah, sometimes thinking with your head is better than thinking with your heart, or listening to your head, your mind, or your mind is telling is better than listening to your heart. Yeah, sometimes. So I think there are, just in general speaking, there are more disadvantages when everything is completely different, like different religion, different race. Like there's no common ground anywhere apart from you're both humans. That's the only thing that you have in common. You're both human. That's it. Everything else is completely different. So yeah, generally speaking, there are a lot of disadvantages in that sense. Then what are there any advantages at all
of marrying whilst sharing different religions?
No, religion. Everything apart from the religion bit, everything
Culture.
else. Yeah.
Ethnicity.
Mm.
Well, I'm enjoying the flavor of my wife. So, cause she's, you know what to say.
Yeah.
Blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
Oh.
So, that's one thing. Another. Well, the wife. Alright, so the wife has different cultural practices. Like, for example, the giving of gifts. She does things a bit differently compared to my culture. Can you name like one of them, honey?
Yeah. So, right, giving of gifts. No, like, if you're seeing someone for the first time, like, say they've had a big, like, say they've had like they're having a party or whatever, or they had a baby or something, you got to come with presents, right? Or yeah, you have to come with presents. If you're meeting someone for the first time for good reasons, it's nice to not come empty-handed.
Yeah, no, I mean like another way is like when you mentioned how someone like like a family would come over to their house and eat everything in their fridge and stay for a few days. And they'll just do the same. Is that part of a culture?
Well, if you know, well, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. It just
things.
Depends on how you agree on things. Yeah. Anyway, so well, I think I've just thought of some advantages. So it's an exciting time to learn about new things, to learn about other people, how they live. To learn about cooking new food, tasting different food. You end up learning so much. You learn new language. There's nothing wrong with learning a new language.
Yeah, you wear the clothes too.
Yeah, nothing wrong with being. So it teaches you to be open-minded, right?
Yeah.
And learning about new people. But I mean, people travel. It doesn't mean you have to marry someone to learn those things. You can travel and learn those things. You can learn things different way. You don't have to get married. But if it happens that you get married, because people fall in love. You sometimes you don't choose who you fall in love with, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then if it happens to be someone who is a completely different race to you, and everything is different, again, you get to know these things on a deeper level. Like if you've never cooked a Christmas dinner before, like I've never cooked a Christmas dinner before, so that's an opportunity for me to learn from my mother-in-law or my sister-in-laws.
Oh yeah, cooking a turkey as well.
You know, it's exciting. So you learn to cook different dishes, which is great because sometimes you get stuck to just eating the same type of dishes, which there's nothing wrong with it. But if you introduce new dishes, which you've learned how to make, and they're actually tasty, that's a plus, right? And yeah, so it's just a time for opportunity to learn different things. Yeah. So I think those are the advantages, and it's exciting. If you're open to that, then that's an exciting time to learn. So I think we're just gonna end this video here, and if you've been listening, thank you. You can leave comments down and subscribe, please. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.